Time for Therapy Works on now, and with me this morning is Sarah Stevens, who is an OT and co-director of Therapy Works. Good morning, Sarah.
Hi, Carrie. Morning. How are you?
Thanks for being back. I'm great. Thanks for being back.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm great.
All right, that's great news. So I understand today we are going to speak about scissor use and how that helps develop fine motor skills and such. But you tell me about the importance.
Sure. Well, I figure that parents are in the last kind of the home stretch of summer vacation, July, August vacation, Java. And these are just some things they can do to keep their kids a little busy if they've run through all their ideas that they've had. The scissor skills are really important. Scissors, giving a child the scissors, I know a lot of times people get a little nervous about handing a sharp object to a child, but there's so many good things from learning to use the scissors. You develop fine motor skills, all the little muscles in your hand, which will then translate to a better pencil grasp and easier using handwriting. But also bilateral coordination, so you have to cut and hold the paper. Visual motor skills, you have to line up the scissors, hand-eye coordination, all those pieces, and just even attention, like having the child sit down to do a sustained attention task.
So all this just from using scissors and cutting stuff?
Just from using scissors, yes, exactly. Wow. So yeah. And there's levels to grade of scissors, because of course you're not going to give a 3-year-old the scissors and say, cut out this complex shape. But I'm going to show you today how we can work through the different stages.
Okay, sounds good. So I guess I'll have some cutting to do?
Yes, I have some work for you, and I know you can do it. So the first thing is just teaching a child how to hold the scissors. And I know parents sometimes are nervous to give them a sharp scissors at first. They do sell things called paper scissors. You can see this one.
Right.
It's just plastic, but it'll cut through some paper.
Yeah.
I don't use them too much, but because I think if you teach kids how to use the scissors properly, they can use it appropriately.
Right.
So sometimes I get kids and they holding the scissors, they want to hold the scissors this way or they want to hold it this way to cut. So I'll show you a trick. So you hold the scissors, and you can use the scissors and hold it the correct way, because I know you know how to use the scissors.
Right.
Good. And if you started to cut and you were cutting like this, I'm going to tell you as a little kid, I'm saying, okay, we want to see the sticker. So I'm going to put a sticker, or I could draw a smiley face, but I'm going to give you a sticker today. I'm going to put a sticker right here. And so when you're cutting, you always remember to have the sticker be up. Okay. Or you draw a little smiley face there.
Right.
Because if the smiley face is down here, you say, just to help the child get the scissors in the right spot. So the first thing I have kids do is snip. And we're going to just snip small pieces of paper, because all you have to do is open and close the scissors. So you snip it.
I get to make mess this morning.
Very good. Now, perfect. It's fun to just cut paper, but it's also fun to make it into something. So here I have a little tiger.
I see.
And we're going to take those little pieces that we snipped.
Right.
So you snip 2 more for me. I'm going to put a little glue on here, and then you can pick it up using your fine motor skills.
Right.
So you're using those pincher skills.
And my very short nails, which
makes it hard to do. And you can just stick it right on there. You can do rainbows, you can do trees. This one I just copied off this morning for us to use. But you can see you worked on cutting, fine motor development, and now you're working on that pincer grasp. Perfect, you are great. So I can move you on to the next level. You ready for the next level?
I think so.
All right, look at that beautiful picture. Good job, Carrie. I'm impressed.
Thanks, Sarah.
See, aren't you proud of him?
I'm very, very
So the next thing is, that was just one snip. Now you would snip across them like this. That's a little bigger. So the child has to do a few more cuts to get across the paper. Perfect. That's right. And you just have kids make, kind of, we call it even making fringe, or even you could even have them just snip. Oh, this one's not going to work for me so well. You could just snip like little bits of paper. Yep, snip halfway, and then you can snip halfway. So they're just learning it. Another trick is if they're holding the scissors incorrectly, I like to tape a piece of newsprint to a table like this, and they can practice cutting up the newsprint. So and you can give them, it could take at least, keep them busy for 10 minutes just cutting paper. So you did great on that. So now we're going to the next level, and we're going to work on cutting something longer. And now you want to make sure you give them a thick line to cut, because if it's too thin, it'll be too hard for them. So you're going to have them cut along that nice big long line. And from there, again, you want to use it for something fun, not just cutting paper, boring paper.
Right.
And so I like to take those strips and make them into a little paper chain.
I see.
Remember making these when you were little? Did you ever make these?
No, I never made them.
They're great for making Christmas decorations. I like to do countdowns. The kids could practice their letters. So you could put a big countdown. School starts, and you could put kind of like an advent calendar. You put, today's date and how many days, and so each day they take off a ring, and then they realize they get up to school. So you just have them. So put it through there, your strip that you cut.
Right.
And again, we're going to add another task of having to use your hands to hold the paper and then staple it on. And this again, another task, if they really get into it, you could have them paper chains all over your house.
I remember doing that in primary school, and we decorated the classroom for Christmas. It was around Christmas
it's real
time.
fun to do, and it's great because it works on all those motor skills. So once you've mastered that, I want to show how sometimes going from a straight line to a curved line is tricky. So here I have, I made a little lion we're going to cut out. And you can see it's a little hard for kids to cut around a curve.
Right.
So what I do is I just put snips in there. So as you cut, you'll see as you cut, they don't have to worry about all the extra paper being in the way. So as you cut out around the curve, the paper kind of falls off, and it just makes it easier.
Just like that.
Yeah, so the kids don't have, because sometimes when they're cutting a curve, all the extra paper gets in the way, and they get frustrated. They want to tear it.
Like me right now.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
All right, great.
And the last one I have is you can take something and you can start making more complex shapes. So if you cut this, we just have a line, square with a line, and I'll show you what we're going to make. We're going to cut this out and a circle out.
So do I just cut along the line?
Just cut along the line. So you can see how there's so many different things you can do with the scissors. And you can take that little triangle, and we're going to just glue it right on here again, and look what we're going to have. So put your triangle on there.
This way?
Yep, perfect. And look what we made.
A house.
Yeah, and if you were to, and if you're going to cut out the circle, you have a house and tree, and then you can draw the picture. You can draw the door, draw a window. It just allows kids to get creative, keep themselves busy.
I want an attic in my house.
You could draw an attic. You could draw an attic up there. You can do it however you want. Where I come from, we grew up with chimneys, so I used to draw a chimney, but we don't really have chimneys down here. But you could draw some lattice work if you're a real fancy artist. Beautiful, Carrie. So he's great at this. So really, I mean, there's so many different things to do with cutting with scissors. If they're not quite ready to cut with scissors, I said I would show you this. You could cut. These are Play-Doh scissors. So they're by the Play-Doh
I didn't know
brand.
they existed.
They did. Look at, you can cut Play-Doh. I made your little snake. Here you go.
So
and that's a good way for smaller kids to practice cutting.
Oh, look. I cut the snake in 5
You know what
or
I think
6.
we need to teach children to do? How to peel stuff as well, but as they grow older.
Yeah.
Like peeling potatoes and...
Getting in the kitchen is great. Yeah, there's so much things in the kitchen you can do.
Because I know people, teenagers older than that, can't peel stuff at all, you know.
Really?
Like mangoes and potatoes and that kind of thing.
And again, it's that bilateral skills,
exactly.
Right? They're holding a potato or a carrot and they're peeling with 2 hands. And I maybe wouldn't give them a knife to peel it with, but like one of the carrot peelers that's really safe. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I would be an advocate for that, and I could have them come help me out in the kitchen.
Exactly. You see?
It's, occupational therapy is all about functional skills, and we say the skills for the job of living. So, I mean, you don't need to have your 3-year-old peeling potatoes, but they can be helping with setting the table and clearing the dishes, and then they get to be a little older and they can start getting in the kitchen and peeling carrots. And so it's all about using just functional activities to promote development. So fine motor for that.
I want to play with this all day.
So yeah, those are just some of the ideas of how to use scissor skills. And
the things that it helps out with. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's great news.
And I encourage parents to put a pair of scissors in their child's hand, trust them that they're not going to cut themselves. I mean, I also would not leave a child alone. Always see, I had the haircut. I had bangs, fringe, and I had the haircut where there was part of it missing when I was little because I decided to get creative with the scissors.
I cut off one of my sister's braids when
so
she was younger, So again,
you should apologize to your sister on camera and tell her you're sorry.
Sorry, sis. She knows. But yes, again, this has been another segment of Therapy Works On Now. With me this morning, Sarah Stevens, who is occupational therapist and co-director of Therapy Works. Thanks for joining us again this morning and giving us all this information that could help a lot of parents and kids out there with their various needs.